What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Costume Party from Naturalist Games. This is for 3 to 7 players, take about 15 minutes to play. It's for ages 8+, and this is a light, simple game in which you are going to be going to a costume party, and oh no, you do not want to wear the same costume as someone else, because that's how you're going to score points. But you also will have costumes that will score you points based on what people wore to previous parties, or in future parties, or steal points from other people, or do a couple other different things. What am I talking about? It's light, it's simple, but is it good? Let's open it up, check it out. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of a Costume Party. So first and foremost, we're going to handy dandy rule sheet, 1-page, double-sided, full colorful pictures, illustrations, and it's pretty well done. I mean, it's a very short, concise rule book that should have you up and running very smoothly, and I teach you how to play the game right now. Also on the back, it just goes into detail about how each of the cards works, which this is a fantastic idea. They could have just had some baloney artwork here, but instead they really went into detail about how each of the roles works, which is really helpful. So thumbs up on that. So in Costume Party, you're going to try and get the most points over a course of rounds until you can't deal out any more of these cards. Once that happens, then you will see who has the most points, and they will be the winner of the game. You're going to get points by having unique costumes at party, or potentially gaining points based on the card text on your costume. What am I talking about? Let's talk about the different costumes, then I'll show you how the game works, because it is a very simple game. So there's going to be 6 costumes that you will see in the game. So first we have the horse head and the horse bottom. If you wear them separately, so if you wear this and no one else has a horse bottom, it's bad for you. You're going to lose 3 points. Wah, wah, wah. But if you can convince someone to wear the horse bottom while you wear the horse head, then you're both going to score 6 points. And there will be plenty of table talk in this game. If you were doing this game correctly, there should be tons and tons of table talk and negotiation and bribing and wheeling and dealing, or the attempt to do so, and telling people what you're going to do or lying about what you're going to do. Next, we have the robot. Pick a player who hasn't shown a costume. They must swap it for one in their hand. Pretty self-explanatory. The zombie, +1 for every zombie costume worn at the next party. So zombies and ghosts are a little bit different. Normally, after a costume party has happened, you're going to discard all your cards, you're going to put them in the middle. However, zombies and ghosts will stay out for an additional round based on their scoring conditions. So +1 for every zombie costume worn at the next party, +1 for every ghost costume worn at the last party. We have the mummy, without a doubt, everyone's least favorite card. Pick a player who hasn't shown their costume. They don't count for the contest. Womp, womp, womp. So that's a big bummer. And then we have the vampire. Steal a point from the player in the lead. Pretty self-explanatory. So you'll be able to gain some points from playing down those various costumes, but the main way you're going to get points for the most part is by having unique costumes, because if you were the only person to wear a costume to the party, then you're going to score 3 points, which is great. So let's show you how the game works. So first and foremost, you're going to take a look at the 3 cards you will have in hand, and you're going to pass 1 to the left, you're going to pass 1 to the right, and you're going to keep 1 for yourself. So let's see, that ghost probably isn't going to help me. I'm going to hold on to this horse head because I think I can get a horse bottom later and then convince somebody to use it, so I would do that. And the other 2 people next to me, they're going to look at what they got, and they're going to go boom and boom and boom, and you're going to pass 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and everyone should have 3 cards like so. So pretty self-explanatory. So I'm looking at my cards. I got a ghost, I got a vampire, and I got a horse. Now, the horse head is a risky play early on. I think I would rather wait until I know for a fact that someone has a horse bottom, so I probably won't play this card this round. So next I have the ghost and the vampire. We're going to pretend that I'm the first player, and as we all know, no one has any points because it's the first round, so stealing a point from the player in the lead isn't really going to work, but that kind of makes it a good card to play at the beginning of the round, because hopefully no one else will play this card as well, which means then I can swoop in and get 3 points. Likewise with the ghost, +1 for every ghost costume worn at the last party. There was no ghost costume at the last party, so this would be a great one to play early if I wanted to scoop up 3 points. So you know what? I might try and sneak in there with this ghost right here, and then these 2 people will play these cards right here. So we reveal them one at a time. I have a ghost, +1 for every ghost costume worn at the last party, so I'd score no points right now. We have a zombie over here, so +1 for every zombie costume worn at the next party, and then we have a mummy. Pick a player who hasn't shown their costume. They don't count for the contest. So actually that was kind of a bonehead play on his part, because he goes last and everyone has shown their costume. But the important thing here is, though, that everyone is going to score 3 points because they have original costumes. So the mummy will go into the center. This card is done. It's dead. You will not see it ever again. The zombie and the ghost are going to stay out, though, to remind us that they were worn at this last party. So everyone's going to draw one card. This player will start this time, and you're going to rinse, wash, and repeat. But with the knowledge now, especially for this guy, is that if he can wear a zombie himself, then he's going to score a point. So he's hoping to have other people wear zombies, or for him to wear a zombie so he can get a point as well. But anywho, you're going to continue to go until you cannot deal out enough cards to have a party, at which point you'll tally up the points. Whoever has the most points will be the winner of the game. And that, in a nutshell, is how Costume Party is played. Alrighty then, Costume Party from Naturalist Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go with the pros, let's go with the cons. First, on the pros side, game goes up to 7 players. The game is short, sweet, to the point. I like all those things. The rule booklet is well done. In the back, they included exactly how each of the special cards in the game works, which was a great idea. With a game that's 15 minutes, you do not want to have to go to the rule booklet more than once or twice. Easy to learn, easy to teach. Those are all good things. I like the artwork. I like the special abilities for the most part, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the Mummy. I like the wheeling and dealing and negotiation in this game and trying to bluff people and double bluff people. That can be fun. I like how the scoring for the most part is very simple, even though you are going to have to write it down. And that's what I got. Moving on. Oh, and it's compact. It's a compact game, which is always a good thing. And that's what I got on the pro side. Moving on to the con side. I'm not going to say this is a bad game. I don't think it's a bad game, but I'm going to say it's okay at best. And here's the thing with this game. We started off, we're like, oh, this is a neat concept. This is okay. I dig this. And then the second round, like, okay, it's still okay. And then the third round, we're like, all right, we're doing the same thing. And then the fourth round, we're like, all right, we're still doing the same thing. And the fifth round, you're like, all right, we're still doing the same thing. And then the next game, you're like, okay, we're still doing the same thing. And then the next round, you're still doing the same thing. And you're still doing the same thing. And there's just not enough variety in the game. There's only 6 types of cards in the game. I really wish you could have mixed and matched or had more. But then at the same time, that would have defeated the purpose of the game, because the whole purpose of the game is to wear a unique costume that no one else has. And there is a fun little aspect to the game of like, ooh, this seems like an obvious costume not to wear right now, so maybe I should wear it because then it's going to score me 3 points. But at the same time, you know, there's just not too much strategy in this game. There's like the drafting, and the drafting's kind of weird. It's like, oh, I pass one here, pass one there, keep this one, then I get 2 back. But it really just feels like you're going through a song and dance. And at the end of the game, despite the fact the game is very short, it felt like the game outstayed its welcome. And it felt like nobody else wanted to play the game after we were done. And then the second time we played it, it felt the same way. And the next time we played it, it felt the same way. And the game, you know, the more I played it, the less I liked it, which is never good about a game, especially if you only play it 3 or 4 times. Another thing is, if you do not have people talking in this game, it will fall incredibly flat. Oh my gosh. I played one game where nobody wanted to talk. Nobody wanted to wheel and deal and negotiate, and they didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was boring. That was the worst of the games that I played by far. But even when people were talking, it still got old really, really fast. Despite the fact I like the idea of this game, I just did not like the execution of this game. There just was not enough meat on these bones. And while it does scratch a lot of itches that I like, it is a lightweight, easy to learn, easy to teach filler game that plays up to 7. That's my bag, baby. That's something I love. This one just did not do it for me. And I find this to be a hard recommendation for just about anybody. Off the top of my head, I can think of like 5 better filler games that I would easily recommend over this one without even hesitating. In the end, Costume Party is just a hard recommendation for just about anybody. Not a bad game, but it's okay. But in a hobby full of great and good and spectacular, okay is just not going to cut it. So, Costume Party, Naturalist Games, one that I'm going to have a hard time recommending to just about anybody. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below or in the comments below. Let me know, what is your favorite costume that you have ever worn in your entire life? For me personally, oh my gosh, this was such a stupid costume. I was like maybe 24 years old and I didn't have a costume, so I grabbed 2 40s and then I took my sheet off my bed, which had like little flowers on it, like an old style one, and I cut holes in it, and then I kind of duct tape like my neck a little bit so the holes would stay on my eyes because I didn't make the holes big enough. And I just wandered around and it was like, woo, and I called myself Edward 40 Hands, even though I was clearly a ghost. Edward Scissors Hands is not a ghost. I really enjoyed that costume, and I actually got a lot of compliments on that costume for some bizarre reason. But let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite costume you've ever worn? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.